Recording in progress. So thanks everybody for joining us. Sasha graciously asked me, actually begged me, no, she paid me to come up and talk with you today. So I am co-hosting. I apologize for that in advance. Yes, what is next?
We're stoked to have you, Steve.
Thank you.
Thank you for hosting. I would love to ask you a couple questions if you don't mind.
Oh, sure.
How did you get into real estate?
Sure, and these are just spitfire. She had not warned me about what she's going to ask. Let me get my notes. Okay, so how to get in real estate, or what's my story?
How did you get into real estate?
How did you get into real estate? Okay, so the Four Seasons brought me out here to Maui. I came out from Houston here to manage with food and beverage. I did the grind for a couple of years, and then realized to become an employee and not a manager, I could work less, stress less, and make more. So I moved to the front desk, did that for several years. At Four Seasons Maui, they are the top upselling in the company is at this location here, which means somebody comes in, we're able to talk them into, not talk them into, able to sell them on just a bigger room or a better view. But we had to do it very low pressure. It was opposite of like timeshares because we don't want to upset the guests. And so it was a very fine line of offering it and then also, you know, selling it, but not pressuring at all. So we did that. I was always like in the top three. So I just really enjoyed the groove. And then, you know, I had some thoughts about being in real estate at times. My dad does it commercially with Keller Williams in Houston. My sister has her own brokerage in Houston. My sister-in-law in Houston also does it. And so at the time, I was just like considering it, and then COVID happened. Yep. So we shut down. I was paid to stay home and take the test and watch our son. We just had Harvey. And so anyway, so yeah, I overlapped about a year and a half, try to use the idea of having enough to save 6 months or a year. Took off September 2020 and then had the worst year 2023. So still catching up. No, I'm just kidding. No, 2024 has been an awesome year so far. I'm super excited, but yeah, that's how I got in real estate.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. I've been licensed since January 21, as I mentioned, so just 3.5 years into it, loving every minute of it. I've been here 10 years on Maui as of August 3rd, so it's really recent. So I hit my 10-year mark, Maui anniversary. Met my beautiful wife, Amy, here 6 months after being here. So she always jokes she got me right off the boat. Yeah. So, but yeah, it's true. Out here in Maui, you got to find them quick. So we have our smart, hilarious son, Harvey, who's 4.5. So once again, he was February 20, right when everything happened. So it was good timing to be able to spend time with him. And then, yeah, we live in a condo we own in South Kihei near the Cove.
Awesome. So, and what would you tell your day one realtor self? We have new agents that are online. What have you learned?
Basically just do the work, do the grind. Like you saw Gary Keller wear that shirt, do the work. And and he mentions it more than ever to just do the work. Like, and it's hard. Your first year, you don't have any reward for it. And that's the hardest part. Get past that first year, get that first escrow and everything changes. So yeah, just keep grinding. Know that everything you're doing, it has a reason and it'll get you somewhere. You'll learn more as you go. So
awesome. And we are so excited to introduce all of you to our new Market Center Tech Trainer in Training. Jasper, come on up. Yes, if you don't mind reading our mission statement for us, Jasper, that would be awesome.
Oh, I'd love to.
Hang on, before you do this, we did have an agreement that we're going to get the crowd involved. So can we do that?
Yeah, sure thing.
So he's going to read it, and every time you see a bold word, you got to yell it. And if you're out there on Zoom, feel free to unmute. We want to make this fun because we read every week. Okay, go, Jasper. Sorry.
All right, no problem. So our mission statement is to build
careers
worth owning,
yes.
businesses
worth owning,
lives,
living,
experiences,
and
legacies
worth leaving.
So some of you may not know this, but Jasper is also the son of one of our favorite agents, Marion. And so we're super excited to have the family. Oh, trivia. Sorry. Yeah.
Who is he related to?
Oh, right. I should have been. So anyway, give him a little bit of grace. He's still training too. So, but we're super excited to have you on Maui. So, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Should I say a little bit about myself?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I grew up here on Maui. I'm 27 years old. I just got back from spending a couple of years in the mountains of Oregon, working on a ski mountain, being a lift operator and snowboarding 80 plus days a season, which was an awesome experience growing up here. It gets a little cold in Haiku, but not that cold. So that was definitely new. I'm also into music. I went to school in Los Angeles for music production and audio engineering. So, you know, I'm in a technical role and I love all things technical, whether it's setting up microphones or making crazy sounds in my off nights or making rave music and jamming in my room or whatever it is. So yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Awesome. Great to have you here, Jasper. Let's keep moving.
So much. Looking forward to working with everybody.
All right, Steve, take it away.
All right. Well, Tim and I need to get with Jasper and do a podcast. What do you say now? Done.
There you go.
All right. Top producers, let's skip that because I'm not in there. I'm kidding. No, congratulations, everybody.
Yes,
Welcome.
yes. And then we also like to show our production, how we're outperforming the board. You can see, look at that, listings taken up 66% compared to the board. So good job, you guys, getting out there and getting market share. All righty.
Continuing education. Okay, so who's finished all their classes? Amanda.
Yes.
Good job. Mark. Great job. So I hope everybody knows how to do that. Obviously, the easiest one I feel is the CE shop, right? And there's usually a discount if we go through KWRM's. Knock that out. Just for me, I'm starting to time block. Randy, you would appreciate that. Time block about 2 hours every like Friday just to kind of knock it out. So yeah, that's what I suggest. But just at the very least, go pay for it, and then you'll get it going. You got to do it by November 30th. Is that right?
Yes.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
awesome. And don't forget that code of ethics. And we have Mark to present some updates with Keller Mortgage. Welcome, Mark.
Hello. So I'm not sure if it's for you, but would you like to have less stress in your transactions?
yes.
Understanding seller credits can help. On conventional loans, a lot of people don't know this, but with 25% down, you can have up to 9% seller credits. That's the big one. The small one is investment properties, only 2% seller credits. For up to 25% down, it's 6%, and 3 to 10% is 3%. So that's the one a lot of people focus on for whatever reason. They think it's only 3%. FHA is 3.5%. I'm sorry, up to 6% is only 3.5% down, and up to 6% seller credit. And then VA loan actually has unlimited seller credits on the standardized closing costs. Actually, VA requires the seller to pay some things, and then up to 4% for non-standard closing costs. USDA, you can actually finance the closing costs. So you can go up to 6%, 0 down, and then finance up to 6% closing costs. We just closed a land loan where the guy did this, and I think he borrowed $10,000 more than what the sales price was. It's got to be supported by appraisal. Okay? Jumbo loans, it all depends. Okay, that's the bottom line on that. And non-warrantable condos, it's not a jumbo amount necessarily, but just non-conventional. So it depends. So check with your loan officer. So how open-minded are you to structuring your transactions before making an offer? How open-minded are you to getting your buyers fully underwritten and approved before making an offer? And who do you know that can help you with this? Mark Short.
Hey, Mark, way to use the best words. Love it. Awesome.
Does anybody have questions for Mark? Just really, really, really quick,
good
something
idea.
pertinent with loans. Feel free to unmute, speak up. If not, make sure you give him a call. He's been putting his time and effort into being an agent, and then also now as a loan originator. And so yeah, let's send him some business. Keep it in the family.
Absolutely.
He wants to your
I have
clients.
a question.
Oh, perfect.
I have a question.
Okay.
Regarding the VA, he was talking about that there are different types of seller credit. One is allowable, and the other one, what would be an example of that second one he talked about? Would that be like the concession as far as, the seller side paying the buyer?
So VA, and I got to go back and just double check so I don't say the wrong thing, is up to 4%. Is that what it said? Yes, thank you. But really just think of it that way. There's things on a VA loan that the veteran is not allowed to pay. The VA loan is very borrower helpful. We'll just say it that way. And it's to thank them for serving our country. And the seller just needs to, you need a seller net sheet, bottom line. So hopefully that answers your questions. Yes.
Okay, thank you. So like an example would be like termite or something like that.
Yes.
So does Keller Mortgage still offer the credit for appraisal or for something else?
Okay. Does Keller Mortgage still offer? Yes, a credit for appraisal. We have lots of really great stuff. That's the bottom line. And the truth is, get me involved in the beginning, and I will help structure it and get them the best thing. So yes.
Nice.
Awesome.
And you've done this for years before this.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell them.
I don't like to toot my own horn, but basically the tooting is, sorry, excuse me. I did this for a really long time and for the entire state, and this is what I love to do. So to help people get their loans. 35 plus years. Yeah, long time.
Question in the chat.
Good question in the chat.
All right,
Okay.
I was reading an article over the weekend and that mentioned that VA has updated its policy to allow the borrower to include buyer's agent fee in the loan. Do you have any confirmation on that?
Yes. Okay. So everybody's talking about seller credits, and a lot of times that's so the buyer's agent can get paid, right? And all the people that did not allow that in the past have changed. So go for it.
Nice.
Awesome.
Well, thanks, Mark. Good question, Bill.
I have a follow-up question.
Keone.
Mark.
Yes.
So where would we, I guess we would use concessions.
Don't put it in the MLS.
We use concession in T3 for that? In the purchase contract, or where is the lender gonna see that? Where do we show that for the lender?
Call me with your specific transaction, because I'm not necessarily going to know before you write the offer. All right. Because it might matter. I don't think it'll really matter. Basically, the buyer gets to decide what they do per lender guidelines, what they do with the seller credit. That's the bottom line.
Oh, I see. Yeah, so treat it like seller credit, not one way.
Hey, can I just make a comment? The VA disclosure does have a section on there where it talks about exactly what you're talking about, Mark.
Oh, cool.
They
Okay.
No, thanks. Appreciate it.
Awesome.
Do you have somebody to send Mark, Samantha?
maybe.
Yes.
There
We'll
you
take
go.
it. We'll take
There
it.
you go.
Liza, you want to talk about this?
Woo! Liza, you're the leader.
Aloha, everyone. So I am looking for volunteers for Thursday's food distribution, up to 6 volunteers. The food bank reached out to me. They're going to have some extra items like granola bars, peanut butter and jelly, bread and cereal, which just means we need more hands. So reach out to me directly. It's for Thursday at 1:45 at Hala Makana in Wailuku. And let's get these kids fed. 1:45 to about 4 o'clock. Usually 3:30, but I say 4 o'clock as a nice little buffer.
And does anybody online want to volunteer now? What I will tell you is that there's a lot of us that go, all the same folks, but for the most part, of course, Liza and her sister's always there, Sasha's there, Keone's there, we've seen Mark there, Amanda. Yeah, pretty much everybody here. Yeah. So yeah, she's the OG. So what's great is we love going, but in the meantime, it's always great to think of working some other folks in there. I think it just really helps, kind of gives just you personally, you feel good about helping out families and passing out stuff. Super easy, super fun, goes by quick. So yeah, let's see.
Amanda and I will be on Big Island.
Yeah, so we're losing 2 of our OG helpers, so that's why I for sure need some people to step up. So reach out to me directly.
Yeah.
Thank you in advance.
Awesome.
Thanks,
Thank you
Liza.
for your leadership, Liza. Woohoo! And next up, I know Sam, you're on. If you'd like to speak to this, remind everybody.
Oh yeah, so this is week. And I'm going to be honest, Kahalui has been pretty strong. The office, I got 2 bins worth of stuff, and when I went to Kihei, there was nothing. So Kahalui is on with this one as far as like the winner. But we'll see. Maybe Todd will come through. Is Todd on?
808 team.
Yeah.
But thank you everyone for your donations, and we really appreciate it.
Sam, it sounds like it's over at the end of August. Is that right? So we have a couple more days to do this?
Yes, the Wishing Well is a year-round program, but this initiative is like for the whole month of July and August.
Yeah, that's perfect because everybody's already in school. So it's just getting the last bit of supplies in. Cool. Well, thanks for all you do, Sam.
You can also go on Amazon and send it directly to the office.
You can send it directly to the Kihei office, he says. No, I don't even know what the winner gets. Yeah, he says he's the caller. Cool.
Awesome. Okay, we have some exciting news. We have 3 nominations, so everybody needs to vote. These are our people. We want them in leadership, Sue, Keone, and Liza. Congratulations on your running. So I'm going to give you guys a second. If you can take out your phones right now.
I think this is the correct.
Correct QR.
What region?
You did receive it in your email.
South Maui for me.
Twice.
South Maui for
Did it?
Liza. And
Okay.
so yeah, check your email. Definitely be sure to vote. We have power. We're the 2nd largest brokerage on the island, and we can get all of our people into those positions. So
The director of large, that is becoming director again, or what is
Director at large is a 3-year term.
Okay.
So they have 3 directors at large this incoming because they kind of rotate the.
And you really want to do it?
I was asked to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would say no.
All right.
yeah.
And then treasure like, cool. Yeah, let's vote by September 5th.
Awesome. I know Steve was on this critical conversations. You want to speak at all?
Yes.
Yeah.
So no, Marion is awesome. She's always amazing at just breaking it down, making it simple, giving you examples. I was on the call today, actually, as I was driving in, and a few of us were on there, and it was just awesome. We had to bounce back and forth. I know Nikki was on there. And no, it's really helpful with the buyer's rep agreement, just kind of going through some scenarios. And yeah, no, so I strongly suggest it. So there is one tomorrow, or is it Thursday?
Tuesday. Let's see. Yeah, Tuesday and Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I know she said
Yeah.
Thursday.
Yeah, I'll do it on tomorrow. Tomorrow's good.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Marion. Appreciate it. Anything you want to add to that, or are you good to go?
No, thank you for the plug. It's great. They've been great conversations. Yep.
Perfect. Appreciate you.
Awesome. And we have an opportunity for CPR here the 28th. So it's Wednesday. Join us. It's $110. And yeah, it's going to be a good time.
I already called Keone as my partner.
CPR, first aid, infant and adult.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
With all that. So
Nice. All righty.
save a life.
Yeah, save a life.
Might be your own. No, you can't do that. Okay. Fun day. So I actually went last year. It was a good time. You know, it's just a good time. If you have kids, it's even more fun. Obviously, everybody come. But you know, it's fun to bring your kids to each other, have fun, you know, hang out, get some shave eyes, putt, you know, and it's just $5 a person. So if you get the opportunity, show up.
Yeah, I even enjoyed being there. My kids are grown, but it's fun to see everyone else there with their families and kind of get that kid energy.
I know it does sell out. There's a first come, first served.
Sam could speak to that. She's I don't know. Sam, the question is this an RSVP or first come, first serve?
First come, first serve. As of this weekend, there was 60 people attending.
Nice.
And so we're like half full. And you know, people normally register last minute, so we're hoping 60 more people register.
Do you have to be
and you
young?
can No, young at heart, Steve.
There we go. I don't know. I'm too.
You run 5 miles.
Yeah. Well, cool.
Okay, thank you for your leadership, Sam. Sam's heading up our YPN with RAM now, so we appreciate you. All right.
Make sure you schedule your Life by Design call, or actually in person, sorry, with Randy Antonio. I'm sure we've all been there. I know I've been to several. It is amazing. Randy wears his lei everywhere. I hope to see one that day. Randy, you do take it off for showers, correct? No, no, but no, everybody join. That's an amazing. If you haven't been, certainly should go. Thursday, September 5th. So next Thursday.
Awesome. And we have Jumpstart coming up. This is for anyone. It's a nice way to refresh. We go over the basics. It's comprehensive. So I'll leave that QR code up. If you didn't get to attend, it's a great way to freshen up your skills and learn from the best of the business.
So let's see. It starts. So it basically goes a month.
Yeah.
Every day. Gotcha. Cool.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So West Maui Huddle, we like to always kind of have, we know a lot of times the West Side folks have to come this way, so we want to go West Side. It looks like that is my wife's birthday, so I would be in trouble if I went.
Sorry.
No, I'm just kidding. She'll be at work. No. But anyways, yeah. So attend, let's see, where is that going to be held at?
It's at Sarah's listing.
Oh.
In Holly Coffee Farms. So yeah, and Colette will be there. We have some exciting news for West Maui agents, and you'll definitely want to be there. She's a fireball, and she's gonna lead that huddle as well.
Tell us, what is it?
Oh no, you gotta come. All right. Next up, how many of you guys were part of the Danny Harris thing last Friday? Anyone want to comment on something they took away? It was awesome. I'll share. One of the things he said goes along with this book, Exactly What to Say, Phil Jones. And Dan was saying how we're trained in Bold to say, do you know anyone who wants to buy, sell, or invest? And he said, that's sort of focused on you as an agent. And so he likes to reword it. And he had some magic questions, including, who do you know that wants to build, protect, and transfer wealth? And I just loved that as a being a consultant, instead of I just want to get out there and hustle for the sale. Let's come at a higher level with our consulting conversations.
No, I think I've heard Dan speak of several times, and he always breaks it down to make it sound easy. I mean, just the simple things of him. He always has 2 appointments each week where he has like a whole spiel to usually retire folks. So he has kind of a system that people, and his team brings them to him, and he has them ready to go. Can you imagine doing, 2 of those each week? You would have a lot of business. But he has a lot to offer in what he says, because why wouldn't they want to? I mean, he's just a resource is basically his thing. Yeah. They don't have a house to sell or anything right now, then either way, he's still there to be a resource. But he just had good points of saying, like, you need to be, 2 things you need is appointments and agreements. I mean, as an agent, if you're not getting either one of those 2, then we're just not working, or you get what I'm saying. But anyways, that's kind of the goal. That should be your goal, is get appointments and agreements, and keep it going.
And the real estate, the planning community is limited to 5% of our market center. So we get about 9, and I know there's already a handful, 5 or so. So if you want to be a part of that community, there's still a few slots left. So yeah, just wanted to let you guys know. And next time we're talking about 1031 exchange with Colette.
And that's next month, not tomorrow.
Next month, yeah. All righty.
Okay, so every first Friday of the month, Sasha's getting this thing to take off, and it makes sense. Obviously, you have to have a listing, you got to have to be able to open house, that day to make it all work. But the goal is to promote it just like those big brokers opened and everything, so that if you have a listing, you want it to be on there because you'll get that exposure, And so as an island, to have all of our signs up would be amazing, So plan ahead. And what else do you want to add to that?
And by the way, it's Steve's birthday week. It's on Sunday, so let's give Steve a round of a happy birthday.
Thank you. I'm extra large. Size 36 linked. Okay.
So please participate. If you've got more than one listing, we have a lot of agents that can fill in for you. The goal is that we have all our listings open once a month, just to kind of show up in a big way. Those of you that are live, you got Nugget. I thought this was so great. These came from best practices in Mega Camp, and one agent, instead of just sending postcards, she gives out a yard bag so people can put their yard materials in, and they end up sitting out there for a month until they get picked up. So it's great advertising. You have some other ideas on the back. Thank you guys for showing up live. Just appreciate you. All righty, moving on. MLS Mastery. Marion, do you have anything for us today?
No, not today. Next week.
All righty.
No huddle next week.
Oh yeah, no huddle next week, right?
Because of my birthday, yes. Sorry about that.
Well, then I will take something. I wanted to share with everybody that duplicate listings are back and allowed. A duplicate listing is allowed if it's a different type of property. So for instance, you take a land listing and it has a 1933 house on it that has never been demolished and still shows on the tax record as a residence. You are obligated under our current rules to list that as a single family residence, but it's a tear down. So you are now allowed to list it as vacant land as well. Another example is you take a property that is a split zoning. So it's half commercial and half residential. You can list it under both sections. The rule is that you must take it off. You must change it. Like if it goes pending, you have to do it to both listings. And if it sells, you must remove one of the listings. And if you do not remove it, that's when a fine happens, right? We can't have double counting in the MLS that your one sale counts for two. So when you close, you have to delete one of the listings. If you have more questions, you can call Vincent at RAM or text me.
So Marion, I'm sorry, I missed it. Did you have to do that or that's an option?
Do have to do a dual, no, that's an option. If you've got this circumstance where it makes sense to list something in two types on the MLS, that's an option you have.
And then any of your marketing should say both numbers, correct?
Yeah, you can find it under either number, right? You can even in the listing, each listing, you can say, you know, there's another one, although you don't really need to, but you can.
Hi, Marianne, Joyce here. So if you have an existing one, can you now then add a duplicate?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thanks.
And put the same dates, go backwards, right? I'm guessing.
Right, because it's your one listing agreement that applies here.
Awesome.
Nice, good question, Joyce.
That's very helpful. Yeah. Any other questions for Marion?
Yeah, Marion, I want to know what your definition of a tear down is, because I had a situation like that. It was a 1930s house. They lived in it, but the other people think it's a tear down.
You know, that's up to you. Nobody's going to come and say, oh, that's not a tear down or that is a tear, you know, that's if it's really that in that bad a condition that you're like, this is really questionable, put it under vacant land as well. It also has to depend on your price, right? Is your price really vacant land or is your price residential and it could be fixed up?
Awesome. Anyone else?
Yeah, this is Lee, Marion.
Yes.
So when this first came about, the original, you can only have one listing. It was really dealing with condo complexes that had what looked and felt like single family homes. Hokalani Golf Villas was a good example. Can we do condo and single family home now for those listings?
So the thing is that we allowed those listings into single family residences already because that's how we all conceive of them, right? Is that correct?
No, I'm not aware of that. No, I think we still list those as condos.
Okay,
we
that
list them as
happens
condos.
Okay, that's a great question then. The MLS committee is going to have to take that up because it happens in Pukalani in one or two instances where these standalone houses are really condos and we get to list them as single family.
And
CPRs we still listed as single family.
Yes, I'm not talking about this is a condo complex, but they're all standalones.
Well,
so
South Point has
Lee, can I add on that? Can I add on that? Because I live in one of those and I've sold 7 of them and I have to list it as a single family residential. Unlike Leholani Golf Villas, which has attached walls for some of the units.
Right.
It's under condo. But Pukalani Fairway Estate is listed as a residential.
Exactly. So that's what we'll have to do. Yes, Kathy.
Yes, like South Point has several houses that are standalone houses as part of South Point.
That's correct.
Which is traditionally condos.
So, in West Maui, we have the Vintage where I live, which previously was listed at both, and then it was changed to one. And I had recently heard that it was changed back to both because there are agents listing it, my understanding, in both condo and residential.
Kahoma Village.
Kahoma, that's a good one, yes.
Yeah, those are condos.
Okay, I will add it to our agenda this coming month and we'll get that addressed.
Awesome.
Fantastic. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for your leadership, Marion.
Yeah, you bet.
All right.
No, good questions, everybody. Again, if you have a specific question, hit up your broker before you do that. Standard of practice, code of ethics, all those big words.
Real quick, I just have a couple things.
Going back to that discussion, Marion, and so condominium is a type of ownership, right? Not what it looks like. So that might be added into their discussion at MLS because
what do you mean?
We don't want to, well, we don't want to misrepresent, right, that it's single family when it's actually a condominium.
But we're doing that now. That's what Joyce was saying, right?
Right, but that's what I'm saying. The discussion should be at the MLS.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's like we need to be consistent. And if something is a standalone, maybe in those instances we allowed 2 listings.
Well, and then we have the residential condo choice also.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Right, except they're not exactly residential condos, right? They operate differently because it was a whole complex that
more like a condo, right? Operated
more like a condo. Yeah. That's correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a really good question. Thank you all.
MLS can have fun with that one. Okay. Yeah. And thank you for sharing MLS, Marion. Yes. Check your listings. I just got notice about probably almost a dozen listings are going expired. So check your listings, make sure they're not expired. And of course, I never had to say this in the last probably 10 years, right? Because everything was selling so quick, but we're actually getting expired listings now. So don't forget your A1, A2 is still around, right? And it'll probably be around till the beginning of next year when they finally make a decision one way or the other. So make sure you're disclosing that in your listings that are coming up because we still don't know what's going to happen there. And don't forget about your lead-based paint. Prior to 1978, must have a lead-based paint addendum. Okay, thanks everybody. Happy week. Oh, and we'll be on the Big Island from Thursday to Monday. So, and we're closed on Monday. So, but I'll be working. So,
is that an invite?
He's always
Big Island. Where? Come on, tell us.
Kona.
Nice.
Largest canoe race.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like the canoe is large or the race is big?
Largest canoe race, not largest canoe.
Got it. Got it.
So, Steve, congratulations on your closing today.
Got a closing today. It's my biggest deal yet. It's Harbor Lights. No, okay. No, it is Harbor Lights. I will tell you though, if you need a lender in there, Dan Bardenhagen did pick it up from the grave.
Nice.
We had another lender that was picked and it was off island, another island. But anyways, they did a really good job, but they just couldn't make it work with what the programs they had. And so called Dan up and he swooped in and he made it happen. So if you do need lending and Harbor Lights with all the litigation going on, the special assessments and everything, recent fires, then yeah, give him a call.
Monday close. Do you bring lunch for us?
You can ring the bell and
it was also Zillow lead.
Oh,
So
there you go.
I think I still I think I said money. No, no. I am very pleased. What's that? Oh, where is it? I never knew that.
Oh, there he goes. There he goes. Go Steve. Go Steve. So, and when you're coming back, Steve, I would love to hear.
By the door.
Some of us, we're at Mega Camp and we did have a panel last week, but I know, there we go, ring the bell, yay. And I'd be interested, Steve, since you were there, and those of you on Zoom, what are some of your biggest takeaways from Mega Camp?
Yes, so I actually took a few notes, even though I couldn't read because it was so dark in there. But if I repeat anything from the last week, then I apologize. One was an open house. I really like the open house one. You know, I unfortunately not a fan of open houses personally, but I do enjoy doing them, and it was really cool to see them. One of them, they just make it an event. It did work a lot better with teams because they have more people to help out, so the whole team would be there. And some people will have their little iPads taking people's names and stuff. The other one, the biggest thing was they had an ice cream truck. So they booked this ice cream truck at the beginning of the year. Basically, he said it was like a $150 setup fee and $5 a scoop. But what happens is if you do it consistent enough, he said that all the kids go by and see it, and they turn in on a Saturday. They're going to their baseball game or after the baseball game, and they turn in. And he just wants to make an event. Whether that family goes in and purchases the home is not his goal. It's just to kind of have that brand recognition. So. Sorry, I'm running out of breath there, talking so fast.
And that run.
And actually, that guy was a friend of mine. He used to work at my dad's KWRM in Houston, and so it was cool to see him on stage talking with Gary Keller and 2 other folks. So also use your teammates. One of them just she was a huge team, and she just hosted multiple every time, like every Saturday they had like 3 or 4. of like you're talking about with the Friday event, beginning of the month. And so they just had just so many signs out. So they're just like, they get so used to the brand recognition. But once again, that's more of a team thing. But I just like, how can I make it an event? How do I make it fun? How can I take a simple open house and just make it a little more exciting, you know?
Gary sort of made fun of people putting up 2 open house signs and calling it good. He was kind of showing like, this is one way to do it, but let's see what our megas are doing and really making an event out of it. I thought that was pretty powerful.
And I'm starting to get away from, I used to have the cheap, you know, open house signs that lead to my nicer signs, but now, you know, actually, Ray Davis connected me with Double Portion, and he did a little deal where I got some more signs. And so now I have like 8 nice signs, and I want to start using those. And I think as you can kind of level up, I think that makes sense, you know, because the other ones just flop around and get dirty and just cheesy. But and then I always have a printout that shows the place where it is, you know, obviously, you know, but look nice. I see sometimes handwritten notes and things. Make sure your name's on there. Make sure your face is on there. As long as you have a nice face, right? That's everybody. We all look good. So farming, one lady was like really into the school, like where her kids went. I think it was like a private school, and she was just all into it. Like she'd always have signs in the baseball fields, and she just really focused on one school. She even had bottled waters with her name on it. So they kind of call it whatever her name was, something juice. That's Gin's juice or whatever it was. But and then Gin and juice, maybe that was it. One of them hosted little intimate parties. They just focus on having like 10 people and do like wreath making and all these little fun activities. So you could do like lei making and stuff, but she just focused on a good group of 10 people. And then another one had just a big party with local vendors giving out like, or selling necklaces and all that stuff like you see at farmer's market. And she just hosted it at her house. I couldn't do that where I live, but in the meantime, making a big party. Create super fans. One lady talked about just the Chewy.com. If anybody's ever used Chewy for your pets, it's like a delivery service. Yeah. And she just was just talking about little things like one time customer's pet passed away. They asked if they can send the food back or get a refund, or what do they do with it? They said, you know what, donate to your local, you know, what's it called? Humane Society. Yeah. And we'll refund you the money. And then they sent flowers the next day, which is awesome, you know. They also sometimes they'll send a painted picture of your dog because they took it from the profile picture and just send it as a gift. They're just really good about being creating super fans. And so how can you create your own super fans? Are they actually, you create a customer that creates another customer for you. You know, you can't buy super fans, but you can create them. So how do you get people just really loving what you do, whether it's all the stuff you do around, you know, donations and helping out your community, or just being a great person throughout the whole process, you know? Let's just see anything else. Go ahead.
Anybody online have anything they want to add from Mega Camp?
Feel free to jump in.
Okay.
Just interrupt me. Listing presentations, you know, they always blame the market. Like, well, the market won't allow that price, or the market, you know, will show that this will work for you, whatever. That way it's not me, it's not you, it's not anybody else. Say good news with all the bad news. That's Phil Jones, right? Well, the good news is, you know, this is happening, but in the meantime, let's work on this. I wish I could give you a better example, but I forget.
Yeah.
Talk reductions at the get-go. Everybody knows that you kind of give them an idea of a timeline and where to go from there. Let them pick a price. You know, ultimately it's the seller's decision, but you can give a kind of a range and guide them, but let them pick the price so they can't say, you said this would work, and blame you. Days on the market is the enemy. Is the enemy. So the longer it stays on, that hurts us no matter what. So let's have a pricing timeline in mind. Go ahead.
Can I interrupt you for a second? I know some of you got on a little bit late, and we want to make sure to have a big warm welcome for Jasper. If you don't mind coming up again and saying hi to everyone. And we have a Golden Pineapple Award for you.
Yes. So everybody, a round of applause for Jasper. It's our new tech. Thank you very much.
These out, and it's just a reminder that how much you are cared for, and we're just so happy to have you part of the team. So if you could just like say a few words about yourself again for the people that just got on.
No problem. Yeah, I'm Jasper. I'm new here. This is my first day. I'm so excited to meet so many new people and be working with everybody and connecting your computers to the printer and all that fun stuff. Yeah, I'm born and raised here. I love the sunshine and the beach, and I just moved back from the mountains of Oregon where I got my fill of the snow as well. It's been cold, and I'm like, I want to put on all my snow gear. And and it's way too warm for that. So,
and you have a famous mother.
And I have a famous mother who knows everything about the MLS and a bunch of other stuff. So It's interesting. I hear her having these meetings like from the kitchen, you know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
eating breakfast and then now I'm on the other side of it. So it's great to be here with you.
Yeah, great to meet you, Jasper.
Thank you so much.
Jasper, the new tech trainer.
In
Jasper,
training, so give him a little bit of time to get used to command, but he's highly qualified and ready to go. So
I think that's most of it. Just the biggest takeaway is just like, again, Gary Keller's shirt, do the work. Like, it just makes you, he's really good at making you realize that you can't blame anybody else. You can't blame the economy. You can't blame the market, the prices, the rates. You know, you can just sit there and do the work, and it happens. And you know, it's just refreshing just to think, you know, in this business, I'm my own boss. So if I'm not doing well, I need to work harder.
yeah. Oh, that's good. Awesome. Well, we have an opportunity now. If anybody has listing or buyer needs, we'd love to highlight those for you.
I do.
Okay, Joyce.
I have a new listing just signed. It's not going to go live yet because we're still working on photos out in Hana in the Kauai area with fabulous ocean views. The seller is a world-renowned architect. This was designed to withstand hurricane winds. The glass up is tempered up to 100 miles per hour at least. It's very techy and cool and sleek with metal tile roof, lots of window and thick glass and lanais, 2-bedroom, 2-bath with a no Hana below studio on a little over an acre and a half rural interim. So please let me know if you have an interested buyer for something interesting. It's 2.115 million.
Okay, awesome, Joyce. Can't wait to see that one.
We go for a road trip out there?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, let's open house.
Yeah, I am plotting. I'm going to do something fun out there for this one, for sure.
Nice.
Awesome.
Make it a party. Ice cream trucks.
Let me notice.
Yeah, we'd love to come, Joyce. Thank you. Anyone else?
This is Lee.
Hi,
yes,
Lee.
We got one of those houses that Marion was just talking about, 93 Malahia. It's a 2-bedroom. It's zoned for residential and commercial, really right in the middle of Wailuku. It's a cute little 2-bedroom, very clean, plenty of parking. Courtney Stice is going to be over there doing open house, but we've got it priced at $725.
Say that again.
Wow.
725. I know it sounds unbelievable, but wait, there's more.
Nice.
So it's a great place. Easy walking to a lot of places. Good right there in the heart of the business community. So if you've got somebody that's a couple like me and my wife or a medical professional, there are a lot of people that this would be just the perfect place for. So keep us in mind and go see the open house. Aloha.
Aloha, Lee. Thank you.
It's going to go quick.
Joanne?
Posted it up.
I have a new listing. Holly Shores 120, vacation rental apartment zone 715.
Vacant until the 28th.
Everybody hear that? We got a new listing. Holly Shores. It's apartment zone vacation rental 715, vacant until the 28th, which is Wednesday.
Yeah.
2 days.
Cool. Nice.
Cool. Thanks, Joanne. Anyone else?
Anybody has buyer's needs or needs a buyer? No, it's
condo for every condo listing.
Right?
Yeah. All righty. Well, if there is no one else, have a great week, guys.
No huddle next week. No huddle next week.
No huddle next week. Thank you, Steve.
Yes.
Hey, Steve.